What's good, YouTube? It's your boy Chopper Style, and in today's video I'm going to be doing a movie review for Wrath of Man. Spoiler free. I am definitely a fan of Jason Statham movies. Love the Transporter series. I really liked him in Fast and Furious. Fast and Furious is already one of my favorite franchises, and to see him in it, I love it, man. He makes great action movies. He's a serious character. Like, you know, when you're going to see his movies, you're getting a lot of action raw. The story may not be all that, but you're getting a lot of action. And Wrath of Man, the story is great. The movie starts out good. They explain a lot. I mean, this movie has a deep story, and I like how they can explain things from different points of view, because I was a little bit lost. I'm like, okay, I'm trying to figure things out, and they would rewind things and you would see it from this person's point of view, that person's point of view. I'm like, okay, cool. I like that. You know, I was understanding of everything that was going on, and even the first couple scenes were great, good amount of action. But where the movie really falls short, and it's surprising to say, is the lack of action. There is not a lot of action in this movie. There's a lot of story development, and I'm into the story. But to go see a Jason Statham movie, and he doesn't even throw a punch or a kick. I mean, if he does, it wasn't more than 3 or 4. I'm like, bro, what's going on? He had really good gun skills, but he's not kicking no ass. Oh, come on, man. Like, I never thought in a million years I would see a Jason Statham movie where it lacked action. And everything else about the movie was good. Like, the way certain scenes played out, it was kind of like a heist. You know, they were trying to steal money out of the money trucks, and the whole scenes of how they did it was sick. Like, you got to see the scene from inside it, you got to see it from outside it, and it just made it feel real. You know, painting up the window so they can't see, cutting the hole in the side, throwing tear gas in. I mean, everything felt and looked real, and it felt like you were in the van with them. But for the movie to fall short on the action, like, who greenlit this movie? Like, I just can't get past that. You know, you only have like 2 action scenes throughout the whole movie. I'm like, at the beginning and the end. I'm like, that's it. And I'm like, okay, look, you gotta have some story development. I'm gonna give it that. You know, you had a great action scene in the beginning, and I'm like, okay, so towards the end, they're gonna pay it off with a great action scene. Nah, you know, by the third act of this film, you're let down. You're really let down. Like, this movie drops the ball bad. It falls short. Most of the movie was good, but towards the end, with it not being a really big drawn out action scene, and they play it out like it's gonna be one, and it's not, it was just such a letdown. Like, I left the movie theater kind of mad, you know, and it's just like, you know, there's no way that this movie should have lacked action. I would have much rather the story be crappy and the action just be raw. I would have been much happier with that. But yeah, honestly, out of all the Jason Statham movies I've seen, this is by far the worst one. Like, for real, it is by far the worst one. I would not recommend people see this movie. Like, I'm honest to God. Like, if you are a person that really likes story, go ahead. But if you like action, I know you look at Jason Statham and you might not believe in me. Like, he doesn't throw a punch or a kick. Like, dude, I'm pretty sure he don't throw more than 3. You know, so it was a great story. It has such good potential. You know, this movie had a lot of potential, and I was liking it most of the way through, and it was strong. But it really dropped the ball later on in the movie, and it just made you feel like you wasted your time. Like, I was pretty mad. I'm like, you know, I went to see this movie and I enjoyed most of it, but after the ending and there not being a lot of action, I'm like, yeah, man, this was a waste of time. You know, and even I was never bored with the film, because it felt like it was building towards something, but the movie just falls flat, man. I would rate this movie a D. I can't give it an F because the story was good, but definitely a D, man. Jason Statham is known for action, and that's what you get the least of in this movie. I know it's a short review, but there's not much to say about this movie in my opinion. It wasn't all that for me. But this is it for the review. If you like, could you please give me a like, comment, subscribe. Chop Style out.